Are y'all ready? It's time. Woo! Good evening and welcome to Moments with Mama Sue. I'm Mama Sue Roseberry, and you already know connecting with you is really, absolutely, without question, the best part of my day. I am so excited whenever I get an opportunity to be on here with you all because it just seems like it just opens up the channels of communication, and I get so excited. I even went and dug out some fresh earrings, some earrings I hadn't worn in a long time. I put them on for y'all tonight, and we're just excited about being here and all the things that we're going to discuss on tonight's broadcast. But before we get in too deep, before we get in too deep, I want to invite you all to please, please, please like and share this. Go ahead and like it and then share it on your social media platforms so we can grow our audience. And then if you're watching us via YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And then we want to keep that chat lively like we always do on Moments with Mama Sue so that others will be able to know what's going on. And I appreciate every one of you who signs on with us in real time. I thank you for that. And then for those of you who watch us in replay, that is so amazing, so incredible. Whenever you catch in Moments with Mama Sue, it's a good time. So I appreciate it. Got to give a shout out to those WJIL.today listeners who catch us in replay on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 3 a.m., 10 a.m., and 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.wjil.today. Gospel Radio, Roku, and Fire Stick TV. That is awesome. Thank you, Pastor Patty, for making that platform available for us to be able to share excellent and positive things. And I do believe that God is up to something. I absolutely love that. And then for those of you who have been rolling with me, my ride or dies, y'all know I tell you where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be there, so you can hopefully join me at some of those places. There is nothing like an eyeball witness, a chance to get to see you face to face. So where I will be coming up in the next couple of days. Of course, tonight we're Moments with Mama Sue with my featured guest. And then on tomorrow, I will be at the Southeast Senior Center. I'm there on the first and third Tuesday of every month. And while we are there, we get a chance to have a senior sing along with hymns and inspirational music. Listen, we always have a great time. But for those of you that are not in West Texas and can't join us in person, tune in via my Facebook page at Mama Sue Roseberry around 10:30-ish, and you'll be able to catch the live that I always broadcast from the Southeast Senior Center. It's always fun. The seniors there, they sing up a storm, and I'm really playing the piano and curling. So listen, it doesn't get better than that. So I invite you to be a part of that. And then for everybody that has been watching, someone asked me the other day about things that I have created. Of course, you know, there's Miss Annie, the children's book. But one thing that I am so proud of that I hope you, if you haven't already picked it up, you can get it. That is Thoughts from the Heart. That's daily thoughts and inspirational quotes from yours truly that the Lord has just dropped in my heart. And I created this perpetual calendar. Let me see what it says for today, because there's no year on it. So it's just every day you can keep flipping. It says for May the 20th, time has a way of softening the edge on many difficult events in our lives. As tough as it may seem at this moment, know that it does get better, and this too shall pass. I call all of those little nuggets of wisdom Mama Sueisms. So you can pick up your thoughts from the heart via my website at www.sueroseberry.com. And you'll be able to catch all of that and use it every single day. And when you get to the end, just flip it over and start all over again. What things do we have in our world that let you just keep on using them without a subscription? That's one of the few things. So I invite you to take advantage of that. And then, of course, I want you to connect with me via the website, because we have a lot going on over there. You can become a member of Mama Sue's family. That is a subscription platform where we do all kinds of things. There's a blog over there that family members get to view. There is also content, sneak peeks, all kinds of stuff that's just for the family over there, because we can do things and not be hounded by the YouTube or the Facebook police. So go to my website. There's exciting things. It's exciting to have a place of our own. And I appreciate you joining via that platform. There are things like the after chat that we do just for Mama Sue's family subscribers. So be a part of that. I appreciate you all for everything that you do connected to me, because that just helps me to do more and to do better all the things that are in my heart to do for the kingdom. Now, I'm glad that you're here. I hope you're liking and sharing, because we're getting ready to have a phenomenal, did I say phenomenal? A phenomenal guest to join us right after this.
beyond entertainment. It's an experience. Book Mama Sue Roseberry today.
Worthy.
Woo! It's Mama Sue, and if you just joined us, you are just in time. You're right in time for the main event. I am so blessed and so honored that I get to have some amazing and truly wonderful people to join us on this platform to introduce the things that they are doing, because that's what I love doing, introducing some wonderful people that I know to some other wonderful people that I know. And my guest for tonight, I've known for a few years now. She is a philanthropist, she is a promoter, she is the CEO of a global international promotion and production company. And well, I'm not even going into any more accolades because we want to talk to her. So would you welcome to Moments with Mama Sue, Dr. Carol Crawford Dennis.
Hello, 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 Mama Sue. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully well. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. Thank you. The pleasure is mine, definitely.
Oh, listen, I have been waiting for this because you are somebody that is always creating and pushing the boundaries of what we have been doing even further than what we thought we could do, because your mind is just so vast. So let's just first talk about who is Dr. Carol Crawford Danner. Tell us what it is about you that makes you who you are.
I will. Thanks for asking. Well, I'll start with the basics. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother, first lady, British transplant, born and raised in London, England. And I came to the States some years ago and moved to Seattle, came to work for a record label. And then from there, I've done a lot of things. But, I'm just a humble servant. I'm just a child of the King, a daughter of the King, and somebody that believes that with God, all things are possible. We can do all things through Christ. And I'm just trying to take him at his word. I'm also a senior advisor for a global NGO, non-government organization. And so I do quite a few things.
Well, you are always wheels up, traveling the globe, going different places. And I think that it's because of the work that you have done with that organization that has given you a bird's eye view of how people consume gospel music and other types of music. How has that played into what you have developed as your consultant business?
Well, I'll tell you how the consultant business got started. I'll start from there. It was almost 30 years ago that my brothers, I have a lot of brothers. I've got 6 brothers and 2 sisters. And some of my brothers are in the entertainment field in the UK, in London. And they had a nightclub, a weekly nightclub, just a mainstream venue. And one of them approached me and said, would I be interested in doing a gospel night once a month? And I'd never done anything like that before, nothing at all. Didn't know where to start, what to do, but I knew I loved gospel music, and this was a great opportunity to enjoy gospel music at my own venue. So they helped me. I mean, they provided the venue, they helped me market and promote it. And it became the place to be in London. A lot of pastors used to come. And that's really how I got started. But even before that, I wanted to be a dancer. Did you know that?
I
Wanted
did.
to be a dancer. And I enrolled in dance school. I did tap dancing for 7 years. I did ballroom dancing for 7 years. So I am a trained dancer, believe it or not. I'm a trained dancer. I also went to modeling school, etiquette modeling, and I did training there. And so I don't know, I just love the arts, I guess. I just love the arts. And so I danced in a group for quite a few years. And one of the ladies that I danced with, she actually was given the #1 spot for jazz music in the UK. And we all went to, this was when I was at school, we danced, we did shows. I wanted to be on that Broadway stage dancing. But then I kind of went into modeling and I thought, oh, I like this. I can just walk up and down, put some nice clothes on. But but what I found was there wasn't much for, plus size women. And so I decided to open my own plus size modeling agency. And I found a designer. I said, I need a collection. I need a collection, at least 14 pieces. But the pieces, I need them to be, a standard size and a plus size, the same piece. And so when I did shows, I always had 2 varying sizes of women walking the catwalk. So I trained models, taught them the routines. I know, I'm like, I did that. I taught them the routines. We did shows. We were hired out for different companies, fashion houses, clothing stores. We did shows in London. And that was so much fun. That was so much fun. And then I was asked to be a judge on a beauty pageant. And so I became part of the team, developing the pageant. We did beauty pageants for plus size women all across the UK. Later on, though, it was put on cable, on TV. I wasn't part of it then. By then, I'd moved to America. But yeah, that's really where I started off. And then when I came to the States, I came to work for a record label, and that was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And some of the artists are still active now and in the charts, and I'm talking over 20 years ago. While I was working at the label, that's where I met my husband. He was the pastor of the label owners, and I would go to church with them. And I was like, okay, Lord, did you bring me here for that? Because at the time, I was career-minded, career-focused. But 22 years later, still got a ring on it. 22 years later, believe it or not. But from the gospel venue, people were asking me about the artists that they would see performing and how could they book them. So I said, well, I'll book them for you. So I created my own booking agency. And then people were approaching me to help plan their events. So I was planning events, promoting artists, booking artists all across the UK. And I'm talking about 30 years ago, a long time ago. And that's really how I got started. When I came to the States, I was connected with the NGO through my husband. And primarily we work with churches. We partner churches with different experiences. And we also take them, when we say the field, it could be any one of 100 countries to see the work that the organization does. And so we have a lot of experiences for churches to activate their people, to get them excited about local and global missions. And so that's what I do during the day. And the rest of the time is back-to-back PR. But that's a bit about, how I got started, a bit about my background. But yeah, I wanted to be a dancer. I still love to dance. Anyone can tell you I love to dance.
Well, it's amazing to me that out of one thing, other gifts seem to grow or flow organically. So
Yes.
now you are involved, and I have to say, one of the most connected people in the free world. I know up to you and Earl Bynum. Y'all are part of almost every gospel industry organization that exists. Why is that important for you to be a part of so many different
Mhm.
organizations?
And that's a great question, Mama Sue. And I really believe it's important. If you want to have a voice, you need to be in the room and around the table. And I think that's very important. When I worked at the record label, a lot of meetings I was in was primarily with male counterparts, and I was the only female. And I said, I've got to represent more, and I've got to be visible more, and also encourage not just other women, but everyone else, but primarily, encourage women to be in the room, have your say. The only way you're going to get your point of view across, and have a part of the discussion is if you're there. And so that's why I really make it a point of showing up, being a part of different organizations, whether I'm just a member or whether I'm serving in some capacity. I think it's important to be visible. And so visibility is important to me.
Wow. Now that is a key point, because I do know that a lot of times artists, and especially independent artists, one of the gripes is that we can't break into certain circles, or we can't be seen, or there's not opportunities for exposure. So, one of the things that you just brought up is how important it is for you to be visible.
That's important. And it's also an opportunity where you can network with the people in the room, find out who they are, introduce yourself. A lot of independent artists, I tell them, don't try to make connections with industry personnel, whether it's radio, media, when your music is ready to be played and promoted. Start to build a relationship before that and reach out to them, introduce yourself to them, share something about you, but more importantly, show up. It's an investment in yourself. It does cost money. You've got to pay for airfare, hotels, registration. I mean, it's all money. But if you really, really look at where are you spending your dollars, where are you investing them, where are you sowing them, some of that needs to come back to yourself. Definitely needs to come back to yourself. So what I did this year, I took a bird's eye view of all the things that I'm spending money on, whether it's a membership, whether it's a registration, whether it's whatever it is. I took a look at all of that, and I looked at, okay, I'm spending money in this direction. What benefit did I get in the past year? Was I able to leverage that relationship? Was I able to get connected? And I had to make some choices.
Mm.
And the choices are sowing seeds back into me, into my company, into my ministry. And God is so faithful when you do that. He's so faithful. We just don't want to show up everywhere. Don't be there just for the sake of it. There's got to be a purpose. We have to know what our purpose is and why we're doing what we're doing. Why am I going to this event, to this conference? Why am I a member of this organization? Assess all of that. And that's what I did. I assessed all of that. And so now my time and my finances go into what is going to help to fulfill the purpose that the Lord has for me.
Wow. Ooh, that is good right there. And that is a perfect segue into the next thing we're going to discuss with Dr. Carol right after this. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Miss Annie from way down south. She's loud, she's fun, but you'd better watch out. Put on your seatbelt and take the rollicking ride with the unpredictable Miss Annie as she whips and turns and drives straight into your heart. Own it today at www.sueroseberry.com. Woo! If you just joined us, I had the incomparable Dr. Carol Crawford Danner, who wanted to be a dancer, we found out tonight. But she does so many things. And one of the things that you do, Dr. Carol, is you have a global, an international conference. We were just talking about the importance of networking,
Yes.
getting connecting, getting connected. Tell us about your conference.
I would be happy to. So, the International Music Summit really was born out of the artist's need to get connected internationally. Artists would ask me, how do I get to London? How can I get on radio in the UK? Well, they didn't say it with that accent, but they would say, how can I get to London? And so I'd ask them a few questions, do you know anyone there? Have you reached out to radio? Do you know any of the radio hosts? And most of the times they would say no, they didn't know where to start. So I challenged a few artists and I said, if I put something together, would you come? And they said yes. And I did. And they came. And that's how the summit got started. It was birthed in 2019. It was called the Gospel Explosion Summit at first. Name change, leadership change, and now it's the International Music Summit. And the purpose of the summit is for independent creatives, independent artists, those that are working in the music industry, administrators. If you're filling out paperwork for your artist, if you're booking artists, if you're doing social media for your artist, or if you're the artist yourself, if you're a group or a choir, the summit is for you. It really is an educational event. We have fun. Trust me, we have fun, but we also get down to business with learning about the business side of the music industry. As an artist, what are the essentials that you need to be doing, that you should be doing? Where should you be registered? Where are you registered right now? Is your music charting? Why not? And what platforms are you on? And so on and so forth. We have sessions from branding, from social media promotion. We really go into deep dive into metadata. What is metadata? Why is it important? And let's assess your metadata. Also production, and just a lot of other subjects. Radio, we touch on a lot of things, but we're very intentional about what we're talking about and how we're building the capacity of the artists. And then the biggest thing is you get connected overseas. You get connected to the music industry overseas. We've primarily been in London because that's my home. That's where I'm from. But hey, next year, watch this space. We'll be in another country next year, and we definitely want you to be there. But this year, we're going to be in Dallas, Texas, one of my favorite places. So this is an educational conference called the International Music Summit. And we are teaching you what you thought you knew, but you probably didn't know or wasn't aware of, but we're teaching you the business, the administrative side of the music industry. We want to equip you as an independent artist, an independent creative, to properly promote, to properly get tracked, and to get connected to the global industry. So that's what the International Music Summit is all about. We're going to be in Dallas, October the 3rd through the 5th at the Doubletree Campbell Center. And also we've got another place that we're going to be in, some exciting things happening. So, and I will tell you this, you always get fed. You will get fed. You get lunch, you get fed. So that's all part of your registration. But we want you to come to the summit and really learn about the business side, the paperwork side, the admin side of the music industry, contracts and riders. And, we go through contracts line by line. We go through riders. We do things like that just to equip you on how to better present yourself as an independent artist. We've also touched on image and, dress code, image and dress and the way you dress on stage. That was a really interesting, interesting panel. Uh,
Mm.
but we have, this year we have the UK coming to the US. We have artists coming, media personnel, radio personnel, and they're excited already. They're excited. So that is the International Music Summit.
Oh, I am excited. Look, I'm going to put up a visual for those of you that are watching. I want you to follow Carol. I want you to follow her. The International Music Summit is there October the 3rd through the 5th in Dallas, Texas. And you can register. You can register today for the International Summit at www.theinternationalmusicsummit.com. And you can also find out more about her PR firm, back2backpr.com. Listen, if you don't catch it while it's on the screen right now, you can always come back for the replay and fast forward through until you get to this beautiful screen showing Carol and all the information about how to get it. But it's important. And what she said a while ago really resonated with me. She said, you need to be visible. And going to conferences like this are so important. I've learned so much, and I can tell you now, there are places you will go, you will have information overload.
Mhm.
And so you'll probably come away with your head feeling as big as my hair. But the wonderful thing about it is that there are genuine people who are leading this effort that you can reach out to even after it's over to get clarification and information. And that part is what you don't get with every other conference.
Mhm. That is so, so true. We definitely encourage people reaching out to the practitioners. As a result of some of the previous summits, there's been a lot of collaboration. And that's something that we pride ourselves on with the summit, the cross the pond collaboration. We've had producers in the UK producing music for artists in the US. We had two artists, one artist in the US take a quartet song and repurpose a song into reggae. And oh my goodness, it is the most amazing thing that I've heard. Yes, she changed her quartet song into a reggae song. And somebody else did that in the UK. We've had artists getting radio play across the pond. And it's just the collaboration, the networking is just amazing. And all of the panelists are available for artists to reach out to them.
See, that part right there. Because the only way, and I keep saying it, for gospel music to survive, we are going to have to get on the collaboration wagon.
Yes.
We're going to have to get on the collaboration wagon. You're not going to be no wonder by yourself.
We've got to work together. We have to. We can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. We need each other, and we need each other's support. We need each other's input and each other's collaboration. And when one person wins, the team wins. It's just, we need each other. We need to be unified. That's a whole nother subject. We need to be a unified people.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
And then I will tell you that one of the things that Dr. Carol is involved in, she's a member, as I said, of many different organizations that deal with gospel music and creativity, but she's a member of the GIN, which is an organization that is headed by Bishop Kenneth Wells, the Gospel Industry Network. That's what GIN stands for. It's all these acronyms. And then she's also a member of another organization, which I happen to be a part of, which is the GMWA, Gospel Music Workshop of America, Alliance of Gospel Music Professionals. And
Yeah.
Dr. Danner is our second assistant chairperson for that organization. She's so qualified, and we work together very closely. So that's coming up pretty soon. What are some things that you're looking forward to being a part of the Alliance operation that's coming up in Memphis in July?
I'm looking forward to us getting together as an organization. The Alliance of Gospel Music Professionals is primarily radio people, radio personnel, and media personnel, and gospel music enthusiasts. If you are a radio person, you're an enthusiast, or you're an artist, this is for you. The Alliance of Gospel Music Professionals. The national conference is coming up in July the 15th through the 17th in Memphis, Tennessee. And you can go to the National Alliance website or the National GMWA website for the information. And it's going to be an amazing 3 days. Panel sessions, presentations, music, performance opportunities. There are opportunities to perform in the room, and you need to be there to perform in the room. So you can get information. I'm going to put the email address in the chat. You can get information by emailing infogospelalliance@gmail.com, and that's for the National GMWA Alliance Conference. I'm just looking forward to see everybody. It's been a while for me, and I want to get back, just get back in that synergy with my Alliance members and brothers and sisters. We have so much to share. It's going to be great. So July 15th through the 17th, Memphis, Tennessee. Plan to be there. Plan to be in the room. If you are an artist and you would like a performance spot or a spotlight, email infogospelalliance@gmail.com and they will get back to you. And I'll also put my email there too, gospelsummitintl@gmail.com, for anyone that has questions about the International Music Summit. And there's one more event, if I may mention, Mama Sue. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
It's happening on July the 19th, and it's a breakfast, and it will be in Las Vegas, and it's called the I Am Radio Empowerment Breakfast. It's going to be at the Gold Coast Hotel. It's going to be a lot of industry. There's another place where industry will be in the room. So artists, industry personnel, message me and I'll get the details to you. But it would be great to see you there too. So there's 3 great events coming up. There's so many more. But I'm excited about the Alliance and just really restarting that and getting that activated and spreading the good news of the gospel through music.
Absolutely. And the wonderful thing about it, you guys, is that these things are taking place at different places around the country. So if you've done your research and your assessment, and maybe you can't make it to Dallas, but you can make it to Memphis. Or maybe you can't make it to Memphis, but you can make it to Vegas, whatever is close to you, so that it makes sense for you as an artist to participate. Then do that so that you will be able to maximize your opportunities. I tried to copy that so I could put it in the chat on this side because it was in my private chat. But we want to see you. We want to see you at some of these places. I plan to be at the International Gospel Summit in October.
Awesome.
I'm going.
Awesome.
And we will be at the GMWA Alliance of Gospel Music Professionals. I'll be at the National Convention July. The convention goes all week, but the Alliance will only be those first 3 days.
3 days.
16th and 17th. So we really want you to be there. I got one more thing that I want to share with you about Dr. Danner, and that I will share right after this. Advertise with us and let Mama Sue's family know what you've got going on. Email us at msroscbe2@gmail.com. Oh, yeah. Listen, it has been such a privilege and a pleasure to have this woman of God, this creative, this dancer on the platform tonight. I am so glad that she's been here. And you need to know that I'm not the only one who is celebrating all of the things that she is doing, but this woman of God is going to be an inductee, yes, in the Gospel Music Hall of Fame coming up in St. Louis, Missouri in September. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I am just overjoyed. Overjoyed.
I mean, there are so many people. We had Dr. Jeffrey LaValle on here a few weeks ago. He's going to be one of the inductees, but I was so excited. I said, oh, my friend, my sister, Dr. Carol is going to be an inductee. I know somebody.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. The Gospel Music Hall of Fame was founded by Dr. Monica R. Butler in St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri. And she is out there doing tremendous work for the gospel and just preserving the heritage of gospel music. And she has a big event coming up in September, and part of that will be the induction ceremony. And I just feel honored, I feel humble, and I'm grateful and thankful that I'm being recognized.
Well, you deserve to be there. And I thank you so much for thank you for what you're doing for gospel music. Thank you for extending yourself to help independent artists, most especially, because there are record labels that do what you do for artists that they sign, but for the independent artists to have access to the things that you provide, that is ooh-wee big. That's big.
Thank you so much.
Any parting words you want to leave us with? I'm going to put it back on the screen how you can follow Dr. Danner, because I really want you to connect and communicate. She has a broadcast that she does, CNM. We didn't even get into all of that, but she just has so many things that she's doing. Last word from Dr. Carol.
My last words today, first of all, thank you so much, Mama Sue, for having me on your platform. And I appreciate the opportunity just to talk about what I've done and where I've been and what I'm doing. I always like to go back to the scripture. A couple of scriptures that I love, I write the vision and make it plain. And I really encourage creatives and artists, if you have a plan, if you have an idea, write it down, commit that in prayer to the Lord, and the Lord will give it feet. The Lord will bring it to life. The Lord will hear your prayers and your heart and answer your prayer. And also, we're in the gospel business, and so we should always be covering ourselves with the word. And one scripture particularly that I read every day, every morning, and I encourage you to, is Ephesians 6 verses 10 to 20. Be strong in the Lord, in the power of his might, put on the whole armor of God. And so we, as gospel messengers, Christian messengers, industry personnel, creatives, we're not up against flesh and blood. We're up against principalities and powers, and we've got to use our spiritual words to defeat those. So I would encourage you to look at Ephesians 6, 10 to 20, and every day cover yourselves with the armor of God, just so that as you go about your day, as you go about your week, you can feel confident that the Lord is going to fight your battles. He's going to be there before you, around you. The soldier of the Lord will protect you, and then you can stand firm in whatever you're doing, and just be confident that God has your back. Pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. Always submit your prayers to the Lord and ask for his will to be done for your ministry, for your company, for your organization, and for you, for your career. Commit that to God. And the Lord sits high, but he looks low, and his ears are not deaf, and he knows everything that's going on. And according to his will, he will answer your prayer. God is faithful. I'll leave you with that. God is faithful. And we are his kids. We're in the palm of his hands, and he loves us very much. And he will take care of his children. God bless you.
It doesn't get better than that. Thank you, Dr. Carol. God is faithful, and he has been faithful to me. Thank you for being a part of this platform. Thank you for joining us every other Monday for 4 years on Moments with Mama Sue. If you like what we're doing, you can encourage what we are doing by adding your contributions. You can support us by giving a Cash App at $ Sue Roseberry. Any amount will be preferable, will be fine. And if you don't do that and you'd rather do Venmo, there's the Venmo option for you at Sue-Roseberry-1. And if none of those work for you, you can always just mail it, snail mail a check to P.O. Box 51422, Midland, Texas 79710. And above all, if you can't do nothing else, please pray for me. Pray that God will be glorified, that his name will be magnified, so that his people everywhere will be edified. That's my prayer. And I look forward to seeing you on the next Moments with Mama Sue. Woo. Now that's what I call a great show. Woo. We out of here. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Now we can do it a little better than that. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Well, all right, come on with it. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Wait. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Never know what to expect. Hey! Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Ow! Moments with Mama Sue. Ow! Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Moments with Mama Sue. Can't you? Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Well, now we might be done a little bit too much. Sing it.